Coach Deborah has a passion and purpose to assist young men, ages 15 to 24, to overcome obstacles and build their best lives. She wants to see every young man live out their potential. She has a master's degree in human services counseling, with a major in life coaching. More importantly, she is the mother of 3 boys, who are exceptional, educated, professional men. Coach Deborah believes it is better to train early, rather than need to fix later. She utilizes basic principles and God-led concepts. Sometimes the only thing a young man has is their credibility or their name. The actions they take are based on the decisions they make. Those decisions align with their choices and result in consequences. Coach Deborah can assist you if you are lost, floundering, or confused. Embrace the help and start building your best life today.
Good evening, everyone, and welcome to Blueprint for Success. We are happy to be here. Hello, Bradye.
Hello. Hi, everybody.
So glad to have you here with us today.
I'm glad to be here. Thank you for having me back. Thank you so much for inviting me. I've been waiting for this. I put it on my calendar. I love your early planning. That is, hey, whatever you need, yes and amen.
That's awesome. Well, we are winding down for February, where we were talking about details while working that blueprint. Because this year is all about Blueprint for Success. So we thank you for tuning in today. We thank you for all of the support that you provide us throughout the year. Those likes, comments, and shares. Thank you. And especially for those prayers. I know we would not be in our, 4th year without those prayers. So thank you so much. And we have a great topic ready for you today. So I'm excited to get started. And for those who may be new, I'm Coach Deborah, and welcome. Hi, Deacon Holmes. Thank you for tuning in here. But today our topic is financial woes can break your heart. That's right. Financial woes can break your heart. And you're probably wondering how in the world, but you're going to find out. So Bradye, we're glad to have you back, but tell us what's been going on with your Blueprint for Success since last time you were on.
Well, hey everybody again. I'm Bradye Robinson from Dallas, Texas, budget coach of Robinson Empowerment Group. And hey, it's been busy for me. So since the last time we talked, I took some notes. The last time we talked, I've been working on financial strategies to help us get through this unusual economic uncertainty. It's tax season. I'm in the thick of it. That's why I love your early planning, because I built everything around this. And I even told my clients, tune in, let's talk about this. So just helping create strategies for this unusual time that we're in tax season. And before the end of the show, I want to tell you guys a couple of challenges that I've created that has helped my clients, financially and just get through. So pretty much just teaching people how to scrub their expenses and helping people with budgets.
Oh, awesome. And how are those two darling angels doing?
Oh, they're well, so good. They're doing very, very well right now. The girl, she made track again. She made the track team, and my son is in the band, and he's getting ready to do an HBCU tour. So I'm very proud of him and very proud of her. So hey, one happy, busy, tired mama.
It's all worth it. Great.
Yes, it is. It is worth it.
Well, most people, when you begin to talk about heartbreak or heart trouble, they immediately think, oh, they're talking about something romantic or maybe friends fell out or whatever. So yes, platonic relationships, romantic relationships, those can stress your heart, break your heart. But there are many other areas of your life that can get impacted and actually put stress on your heart, hurt your heart, break your heart. I'm not going to name all of them today, but one I think that impacts a lot of us, and I wanted to talk about, is financial woes. They can change your life. They can break your heart.
Yeah, so they're real. They're real.
Something essential to talk about. And some things in life we cannot help, but a lot of the stress that we put on ourselves about finances, we do it ourselves because we don't take that time to learn tips and facts and things like what Bradye teaches. We don't take the time to learn that, and we learn by error. So that puts us in the hole. So hopefully when we finish the day, you'll be like, oh, okay.
Yes, right. You got to do better, right?
Yes, most definitely. So, do you believe that there's any truth in the fact that financial situations can be so horrendous that they can literally cause related tension and problems to an individual's heart?
Absolutely. I do believe that high-level financial stress can manifest itself through physical symptoms such as anxiety, headaches, high blood pressure, rapid heartbeat. I've experienced that, like trying to figure it out. How am I going to do this? And it's due right now, and this, and the heart palpitations. So yes, that is actually a fact. It can, it can create a lot of stress on tension related heart issues. Also, it can create muscle tension. Like I said, it raises your heart, your blood pressure, things like that. Definitely.
Yes, I agree. Hello, Jocelyn. Thank you for tuning in. Today is not like we said earlier, today is not your first time being on Build Your Best Life. And you have given a wealth of free content just on Build Your Best Life. So I know that you are an advocate for finance, and you're always trying to help and assist people to get better. So I don't remember all the depth of everything that you've talked about, and some of the things that you're really, really passionate about. We're going to try to delve into some of this. So as a lifelong advocate of innovative financial literacy, did your tenacity come from habits that you saw around you, or did those things around you make you say, hey, I'm not going to do it that way, and cause you to learn all the things that you have about financial literacy?
That's a great question, because actually being a budget coach, you have to read people's personality, and you have to do different types of evaluations. And there are two types. It's either or. Either, just like the best example I can say is a set of twins. One turns out to be an alcoholic, one turns out not. Why were you not? Because my dad was an alcoholic. Why are you? Because my dad's an alcoholic. So for me, I'm blessed to say that my financial habits initially came from my upbringing and my background and my child rearing years. My parents did not believe in credit cards. They were old school. They didn't believe in credit cards. They did not believe in debt. They did not believe in borrowing money. My dad was big on owning a piece of land or having some real estate. But he was big on, he used to always tell me, always have something that the man can't cut off. So my habits came from there. I remember, him taking me to the store to buy candy to sell at school, things like that. He always taught me that. My mother, then my father passed away when I was 11. So my mother is faced with, life insurance policies, all this money, things like that. And she had never had a credit card. So I just never saw that growing up. So I was taught to pay bills when they arrive, not when they're due. Unfortunately, we're not always able to do that. It's been times a lot that I have to wait until the payday, but my habits did initially come from what I saw growing up. My parents were responsible. They were not wealthy, but they were stable. And it was just like, I don't remember talking about their tax returns. They didn't talk about that in front of me. I do know they dreaded doing it because they usually owe. Well, now that I do taxes, that means that you were in a certain income bracket or you're not paying enough taxes in. But I'm grateful to say that my habits did come from that, and they real old school pen and paper, write it down like line by line with a pen and paper and this, that. And I still do that to this day. So yeah, they taught me a lot of, my habits, but of course, growing and becoming a woman on my own, I took what I learned from them and used what it worked. But then I didn't always stick to what I learned from them. So I have hit the bottom for us financially. So yeah, I'm glad that those roots were instilled in me though.
Yes. It's amazing because, as your children are growing up, you often wonder, are they listening? I know they're looking at me, but, do they hear what I'm saying? Don't be like me. And, I just use credit cards until I had to use them because, I didn't have any more money. I had to pay credit cards off. And so my youngest one, especially, I told him, don't get any credit cards, blah, 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 pay. Whatever you spend, you pay for it, blah, blah, blah. I had to make him get a credit card. I actually said, okay, don't worry about it. I'm going to get the credit card in your name. So you got to establish some credit, but he would not even get a credit card.
Good young man. Great listening, because you don't even need that credit card. Good job. Good job.
Yes. So one of the most prevalent types of stress, as I stated earlier, is that financial stress, because like you say, you never know what's going on with somebody. You can meet somebody and they might bite your head off, but you don't know if they just left home and they don't have lights on in the house or whatever. So it can get tough. So over the past couple of years, managing money has been especially difficult. A survey was done and they said that it's been difficult the last couple of years because of the global pandemic, the potential recession, and persistent high prices. And I know my husband, he does most of the shopping. He'll come home, he's like, they went up on this again. He can tell you exactly what they went up on because he shops. But in the survey, they were saying, according to the April 2023, it was a bank rate survey, 52% of U.S. adults said money has a negative impact on their mental health, including causing stress. And then they said more of the survey's finding was that 82% of all U.S. adults who say money negatively impacts their mental health said it's because of economic conditions. And another thing was, why is it stressing you out so? And it's because, life happens and people don't have emergency savings. So that is a big, big, big one. And I know that's one thing you always talk about, having that emergency fund or whatever. And then you have the people with low household incomes to begin with. So they're already living from paycheck to paycheck and everything. So one little slip and that's it. So, so when you think about all the things that can go wrong with finances and whatever, what do you think is like the largest stressor that can really, really impact the individual or family, I guess?
Yeah, well, I was diving into this, and it's so funny the information that you just shared. You are spot on, because in my research, that's what I found some things in some recent studies as well. But one of the largest financial stressors is inflation. Period, point blank, inflation. Another an offset to that, because of the lack of education and knowledge in the government acknowledging the inflation, it's creating a mental heaviness on the average consumer. So the inflation study showed that the top financial stressor, which is impacting about 61% of Americans, this was in February of 24. Now, just think about the numbers you just gave for February of 23. They were 52. Right? So February of 2023, 52%. In my research, it was 61%. It's going up. That's over, 11% that it has increased. Another thing you also mentioned, I'm big on this. I was like, she must be in my notes. But you know my principles and my values, and you know what I stand for. But the insufficient emergency savings fund is a huge stressor. I cannot stress this one enough. I put myself on this plan. I'm doing it right now. You have to get $1,000 put away right away. It doesn't seem like a lot, but it's better than nothing, because 72% of the pop-up emergencies are $1,000 or less, and that bums us out if we don't have it. Because if we don't have it, we're going to have to borrow it, or something's not going to get paid, right? So now we're hiding our kids, or now we don't have insurance, something like that. So I teach this in my program, and it's a fact. That is a huge financial stressor, is not having some money put away. So I always tell people, get $1,000 as soon as possible. No, that's not enough. If you're a family of 5, I get it. But get the $1,000, keep adding to it. But at least you have a little bit of cushion for, you know what I'm saying? You need a set of tires. Just the small things that pop up, and we run to a credit card, or we run to a payday loan, or something of that, or we run to our friends and want to borrow money. But those days are over. And because everybody's strapped right now. So the pot is running dry for our usual resources, right? Which is pushing us into credit cards, paying bills, in payments, things like that. Another financial stressor I found was the consumer prices are still high, and they continue to rise. So let's talk about it. And this is what gets me so upset when I watch like CNN. Let's talk about it. The prices are going up. I'm a very detailed person. I can tell you what my light bill was in 2017. But I have a spreadsheet that has started from the day I bought this house, right? So I know, and I track everything. My usual weekly grocery items went from $50 to $75. Now I'm buying the same things. And it's like $115, right? I have teenagers. This is just the plain stuff, like the eggs, milk, bread, stuff like that. The I need weekly. So, and also it's creating a financial stress on the average consumer, is because it's like the white elephant in the room. We know it's there, and they're saying, oh, we're doing the best we have the most jobs we have, but we're feeling it. We're the everyday people, right? We're the American people going to work, building this country, and we're seeing it, and we're not crazy. I know that my taxes last year was $1,000 less, but you're telling me that we're stable. Now, here's the offset on that. That's fine if you're going to raise the prices, because they're going to do that. And what they're going to do is condition your spending to match the level of the prices. So just like the story about the frog, up the temperature, he rises to it. So they're conditioning us to think, okay, it's normal for a gallon of milk to be $6. No, that's not. But what's frustrating is the raises, bonuses, and income is not matching the growth of the inflation. So here, okay, perfect example. 2 of my clients. oh, I got a raise. Your raise was an additional, just say I'm just going to throw a number out there. And, that'll make you bring home, an extra $200 a check or a month or whatever, but your insurance went up. Okay. So, and I see that with my older clients. My older clients that's on a fixed income that's getting Social Security. They get, how they get the 3% raise every so often, right, but the Medicare goes up. My mother is a product of that. You know what I'm saying? So I have to, it's like you get a raise, but you got to pay it out somewhere else. Right. And like, perfect example, my property taxes went down, but my homeowner's insurance went up. So I was like, yay! No, you're just gonna put that money over there. So yes, it's some huge financial stressors. And then you also mentioned just the different levels of pay. The middle class has went from 50,000 to 150,000. Well, back in my day, 150,000 was rich. That's not the case anymore. And we have a huge population with rent being so expensive, and my heart goes out to these young people, which is why I love your platform, the young men, because we're going to talk about that in our next in our wrap up. But our young men, I have some tips and some tools that I use in my own home to teach my son as best I can how to be a leader, how to be a provider. It messes with your ego. It's just it's a lot that we definitely have to deal with for as financial stressors.
Yep. And you have to get creative sometimes with it. Now, like I have an emergency fund, but it's like, once upon a time, like I had my birthday in July. So it was my big 70th. So my husband gave me a party. Well, normally, I would take that money or whatever I got and spend it. But guess what? I put it all away. I still got it.
With the inflation and things going on, we're in an election year. It's a lot of things. As well as I know, and everybody watching, because your show is international, right? We have a large following in Bahamas. Things like everybody's rent has increased. So I think about my daughter when she gets ready to get her first apartment. My heart go out to her, because it's out. And so you're seeing more people cohabitating, which you got to be careful with that. You're seeing a lot more shared expenses. To me, I always say it's kind of going like how New York and California is. So we're renting out rooms, and it's just a lot. And like I said, again, the old people and our young men trying to make it, trying to have a family or even start a family. It's discouraging. Right. It can be.
It is. Yes. It is a lot.
It is a lot.
A lot. Hey, it make your heart pump fast just hearing all these numbers.
It is. It's steady increasing. It is. It's really increasing, and it's like, okay, so what we're gonna do? But we keep living. We know God will provide, but you can't help but not think about it or cross your mind. I know we're not supposed to worry, but it's real life.
Yeah. And we have to be careful too, because people will just try to take advantage. And say this real quick. But I have dry eye, and I have to use ointment at night because my eyes don't close all the way. And I've been using this one. My doctor, she had a list of like 4 I could get, so I've been using this one, and I don't give out of anything before I get some more. So I had looking everywhere, I couldn't find it. So I told my husband, so he's looking this place, that place, can't find it. So I finally hey, I'm gonna have to go on Amazon. Well, I go on Amazon, and it costs like $11.99 for a little small tube. You could get 2 tubes for $66, and somebody else had 2 tubes for $40-something. I was like, well, what in the world? To make a long story short, they had recalled it, and I didn't even know it.
And they were going to sell it.
And then these people on Amazon trying to just rake in money because people can't find it. And if you don't know it's been recalled and that's something you use, they just rake in money.
So that's terrible. That's terrible. And you do have to be careful. That's true. Yeah, it's a lot of scams.
Yeah. Good evening, Dan. I see Dan's on here. Yvonne, thank y'all for tuning in. Well, Bradye, I know you're going to bring it to us, but please provide us some financial tips that will reduce the stress on our mothers with sons as they construct their blueprints for success and building their best lives.
I need a drum roll. This is the one. This is the question. Yeah, this is what this platform is all about. And again, shout out to you, Coach Deborah, for your consistency and providing the information that has helped so many young men. It's really a great show, guys. I mean, share her shows. Go back and look at the old ones. There's some great speakers on here. I've been waiting for this question. So I have like 3 or 4 points, and I'll make those quick because I know that we're wrapping up. But the first thing I said, and I'm honored that you asked me, Coach Deborah knows I am a single mother raising a son and a daughter. But for the sake of this program, we're talking about helping these young men build their best lives. But I would say teach the importance of creating and living on a budget. Now, anything you Google and look up or research about how to improve your financial situation, any tips, tricks, whatever you're looking for, they're always going to run you back to the budget. Okay. You cannot get around it, people. Ladies and gentlemen, listen, look at me. You cannot get around it. You have to live on a budget, especially in 2024 today. We just talked about the inflation, things like that, but you have to know where your money's going because I know we all break that $20 bill and be like, where did I spend it? Where did I spend that? You know, so you have to live on a budget. Next, I would share with my other mothers with sons. At this point, we need to teach more than just how to save, but teach how to invest. Okay, so let me talk. I was taught how to save. I was taught how to save growing up. I was told you always pay God first. You put something back. Always have you something for a rainy day. Always don't ever get down to your last. That was that generation and that worked for me. But I'm seeing the generation before me, my son, saving is not enough. We know that we don't make enough. Put your money in the savings and how much are you going to earn? Maybe 1%, 2%, 3% max. Right. But call me today because I have a bank that's giving 5% to match. Anyway, but that's still not a lot. So we have to shift from just saving, but teaching our boys how to invest. My brother called me and he said, you know what? It was laid on my heart. Teach my niece and nephew how to invest because you will look up and be 60. You'll look up and be 55, 40. And what do you have to show for it? You can save so much a month. If you're just saving it, it's not growing for you. So I would offer my financial tip to any mother with a son, teach that young man how to invest, right? That is so important. So what do you mean? We need to teach about real estate, right? What the big thing is now. Everybody's on this trend of buying property and real estate. Well, they've caught on to that. Property is so expensive. Land is expensive. Houses are so expensive. You want to get in these houses and flip them. It's so expensive to buy the home, right? So what's going on now? And this is what I suggest. Come in with the group. You got a bunch of college buddies. Y'all graduated 4 y'all. Go in together, buy the house, do it under an LLC. Hey, you got equal shares in it, and you can get more home for your buck, flip it faster. But that's another show, Miss Deborah. You're going to have to bring me back.
Okay, sounds like it.
But here's my last tip. And it's so much more. But like I said, I do want to respect Coach Deborah's time. The last thing I have to say is teach about provision. Teach these men about what it means to provide, right? It's not just about buying this and taking care of this, how to provide, how to lead for a stronger household, because it's a trickle-down effect. Because we already know women, we've discovered that we got to get out here getting it. We're going to school, we're getting degrees, having the business. Great. But for our young men coming up of all color, especially our Black and brown men, but all colors as a man, period, I think it's getting lost about how to actually lead and provide. And then that sets on a whole ego trip or a mental, blow to your, or ego. It starts so many other issues that can affect the trickle-down effect. So I would say teach them about provision, teach them about what it means to provide and lead your household, right? You can guide your household any way that you want it. And lastly, I'd never close out your show without talk about tithing. You have to give. Whatever you choose to do, whoever your higher powers, I choose Jesus Christ, but you have to give. That is the only way you're going to be successful financially. You have to give. There's no way around it. You can't, if you just hoard it all for yourself, it will vanish. You'll wonder why your plumbing's out. Every time you turn around, something happens. So you have to give. And I suggest start with tithing at your local church that you attend to and that pours into you. Or shows like this. Hey, sow a seed for Build Your Best Life. You have to give back so that these type of programs can continue to go on and spread this message to young men that need it. This message is being spread all over. So, but you cannot just do it alone and keeping it all for yourself. So that will be my tips for my mothers with sons. Teach those boys how to provide, how to lead, how to tithe, and how to invest.
All right, y'all heard it. Y'all heard it not just from a mother with a son, not just from a financial expert, but somebody that walks the talk. She has a great business, and she's going to tell you about that. But I mean, it's great. She is helping so many people, and she knows what she's doing. She has lived this life, has great tips. So, Bradye, tell them where they can reach you.
Yes. You can reach me on all handles, all social media under Bradye Robinson or Robinson Empowerment Group. Again, hey, also check out my book. I talk about budgeting. Your power within. You have what it takes. Facebook, social, Instagram, TikTok. I finally got connected with TikTok, but reach out to us. All of this came about because Coach Deborah and myself are a part of the Effective Living community, and I can't close without shouting out to that because we wouldn't be where we are. I had right, Coach Ricardo, thank you so much, but we wouldn't be where we are. Like I said, these tips were given to me as a child, but he helped me develop and create them into a program that can help other people. So that's what it's all about. But reach out to me. I offer free consultation. If you have not done your taxes, call me. We can get them done for you, and so many other services.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Bradye. And we got to come back. You got to come back. I know you're going to be busy next month, but
yes, I'm going to come back because I'm launching a new business, and I want to be able to, share the news and break the news on your show.
Oh, awesome. We got to talk. Okay. Sounds great to me. Well, thank everyone for tuning in. Please join us Thursday for the last show of February. It's Sitting on Top of the World. Now, how many of you know everybody that's sitting on top of the world? They may be smiling. They're smiling on the outside, but what's going on the inside? So check us out Thursday at 6:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time for Thursday Live, Sitting on Top of the World. And you can reach me on find out what's going on with Build Your Best Life on www.buildyourbestlife.org. Check out those blogs, our calendar of events, Mothers with Sons seminars coming up in May. It's coming up fast. And you get an autographed copy of my book, Build Your Best Life. It's also available on Amazon.com, but check us out. And, this year, Build Your Best Life, we are declaring Jeremiah 29:11 over everyone. God wants you to have what? Put it in the comments. And you know what it is. He wants you to have prosperity. He wants you to have prosperity. So that, what we're talking about tonight, that'll help you. So, and then he also wants you to have a future that you hope for. But you need to get that blueprint for success, the plan that God gives you, and then you got to follow it. And that will assist you in building your best life. So again, thank you all so much for tuning in. Bradye, thank you as always, I love you so much.
My pleasure. Thank you.
And everyone, please remember that building your best life is our business. That's not a slogan. It's our commitment. I love you. Be blessed. Stay safe. And I'll be looking for you on Thursday. And I'll talk to you soon, Bradye.
Bye. You guys have a great evening.